Sitting at my daughter's softball practice and games kills me not to be involved in coaching. I often wonder, why is it again that my husband gets to coach both of our sons' baseball teams and I don't even get to coach one? Oh yeah, that's right. Who would do all the cooking, cleaning, and food shopping for our life? Pretty much who would take care of our world if I was too busy? I'm tired. Growing up being heavily involved in sports, it kills me not to be involved in coaching. Looking around the softball field, I see mostly men coaching women. Why is that? If you really take the time to look around, you will see mostly men coaching women's sports. Why? You don't see a bunch of women coaching men's sports. So this gave me the idea to look into gender equality in coaching sports. As I began to do some research, I had an idea. I would do my own personal poll on Facebook, asking only women athletes if they have been coached by mainly men or women. I wasn't surprised by the results. Out of 109 participating votes, 80% were coached by men. I'm not really sure where the idea of women being the weaker sex came from. Then I started reading. I found an article in the Sports Journal that stated a dominant belief in the 1800s was that an individual, and by individual, I mean women, had a fixed amount of energy. Women were encouraged not to exert themselves while participating in physical activities. It was thought to be especially dangerous. Yes, I said dangerous during menstruation. Just wait, it gets better. She was periodically weakened. I couldn't believe what I was reading. Dr. Edward Clark published Sex and Education, or A Fair Chance for Girls, which sparked a debate about the capacity of women for physical activity. He stated that both muscular and brain labor must be reduced at onset of menstruation. Could you imagine telling your teachers or yet your boss that you had to take it easy because your menstrual cycle was coming? This obviously was ridiculous. Women were just as capable as men to perform a sport. Title IX was enacted in June of 1972. Title IX was to ensure equal opportunities for women in sports. If a college was receiving federal funds from the state, then they had to make sure the opportunity for women to play or practice was the same as men. According to the article in Forbes.com, prior to 1972, women held 90% of the coaching jobs for women's teams, and now they hold only 40%. When money flooded into women's sports, universities were forced to offer significantly higher salaries to coaches for these teams, and suddenly, men were interested in their jobs and they were hired. Women never had to compete with men. Lack of interest is often provided as an excuse for why women are not coaching. Clearly, since women were coaching before Title IX, women were interested. This is the same issue we face in all aspects of life: women competing with men for powerful positions. Men coaching men's sports is almost 100%. If you look at the men's side, only about 3% of women hold coaching positions in men's NCAA teams. Why? Why is it the number of women coaching women's sports isn't equal to men coaching men's sports? What are we teaching our daughters of the future? That only men have powerful positions? Muffet McGraw, Notre Dame's Hall of Fame coach, pleads for gender equality. She states that we don't have enough women in power. Who are our women looking up to? She says where better to do that than sports. She also says she will no longer hire men as assistant coaches. Why shouldn't jobs go to women in women's sports? As I came across another article, I became very emotional. Jen Welter, Arizona Cardinals assistant coach, was the first woman ever to hold a coaching position in the NFL. This isn't the part that got me upset. It was the comments I read underneath the article. All written by men. She probably slept with some of them. What's next, coaches? Show players how to bake cookies? Come on. And the last one. Man, I'm really starting to hate this country more and more every day. Soon women will want to marry their dogs. No. Women just want the same rights as men. And to prove that we are capable of doing the same thing. Yes, things are slowly changing, but not enough. It's 2019 and we're still dealing with this problem. Carol Hutchings, University of Michigan's head softball coach, stated, I've had athletic directors call me and say, there's this job open, who should I hire? I'll bring up names and they'll say, well, I don't know if she's interested. She didn't apply. Jim Harbaugh, Michigan's football coach, didn't apply. He didn't send his resume and say, Dear Michigan, would you be interested in me? We went out and got him. Go out and get a good woman.